Hey, Nathan, Daniel here, and I'm sitting with my Aunt Debbie. If you've been watching throughout today, you know that today is World Hepatitis Day, and we have been posting about prevention, treatment, and diagnosis for viral hepatitis. And last week, I posted my survival story for hepatitis C, and she wanted to take today and talk about her journey.
Hello, I'm Aunt Debbie, and if you'll be patient with me, I'm going to take you through my journey through surviving hepatitis C, and me and Nathan are just going to sit here and chat about it a little bit, and I do have some notes, so I will be looking down. It started out when my sister was diagnosed with hepatitis C in approximately 2001. She had went to the doctor because she had lost her appetite. She was always sleepy, and she was having some pain in her lower abdomen. And she went to a gastroenterologist, and he screened her for several different things, but also screened her for hepatitis C. And it came back positive. Now, he was just new with hepatitis C his own self. He was the only doctor in our area who was treating hepatitis C, but they had to treat you with interferon, peginterferon, and ribavirin, which is a very, very horrible drug. And it really didn't do my sister a whole lot of good at the time. She went through a horrible time. She still had more weight loss. She was constantly tired. The peginterferon was terrible on her system. Now, while she did go into remission, it did come back again. Now, at the time when she was diagnosed, I scoured the internet for information. And there was just really none out there available. And Dr. Campion really had very little information available at the time.
What I think is amazing is how throughout today we've posted 3 different videos for different information regarding all the processes and prevention. And we didn't even cover 10 minutes of topic. And even back then, we didn't have that much information.
We didn't really have any information at all.
So the little bit of information we've put out is the information that's available. That's what we have now. The risk factors, preventing it.
Exactly.
How you get diagnosed and treat it. 3 very simple, quick videos that we were able to make. We couldn't even do that 10 years ago.
Right. Then about 2005, my sister passed away, but it wasn't from the hepatitis C. It was from some diseases of her heart that she was unaware of. About a year after she passed away, maybe 8 months, I started feeling really tired and funky, and it just started getting me to thinking. So I went to the same doctor she did, and he tested me, and I tested positive for hepatitis C also. And at that time is when I went to my family and told them that everyone in my family, immediate family, should be tested immediately. Well, at the same time, Nathan Daniel went, and he was only 12 years old, and he was diagnosed with it. And a family member was also diagnosed with it. Now, on the medication we were both on, me and Nathan Daniel were on the peginterferon and the ribavirin. The thing is it was not approved really for children under 18 years old. But he was taking the same doses as I was, and I was in my 40s. And it affected him you listen to his journey and how he ended up in Children's Hospital and such. Well, mine was horrible also. I had weight loss. My hair fell out. I was supposed to be on it for 8 months, and I could only be on it for 4. The doctor took me off it because it was actually killing me. The cure was killing me. And he told me that I'd have to be patient. They were seeking a cure or other treatment. Well, 2016, the internet really did start blowing up with information and all over the TV.
Yeah,
remember
and
that.
I'm guessing that was in line with when the World Health Organization met and decided to eradicate it.
And so I let Nathan be the guinea pig. He went first because he was much younger. And I was scared. I really was. I was definitely scared. And like you told me that he went through it with a breeze, right?
Yeah, 12 weeks with no side effects but some
One
headaches.
pill a day, right?
1 pill a day.
And you were cured in how long?
12 weeks.
12 weeks. I was never so surprised though. And you don't want to be scared if you are diagnosed with it. And there are several other medications out there, besides the one that is most expensive that is a cure also. So don't worry about that. Your doctor in his office will work with you.
Yeah.
And they'll do all the work. I don't know if they did for you or not, but they did me. They did all the work with my insurance and get it approved and all of that.
Yep, they did the appeals process for me and everything.
So it was pain-free that way too. And when I finally, when Nathan was cured, and I got enough nerve up, and I went probably a year after he did, and they had me on it for 12 weeks because my serum level had been so high before.
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
Now, when you were getting, when they went through and they were getting ready to start your treatment, did they have to do the extra test since you were on the interferon before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah, they still had to,
Yeah, I didn't know if they had to with Harvoni.
Yep, it was pain-free. I mean, I had a few headaches, but when they tested me in 8 weeks, it was actually showed that I was cured, but she wanted me to go the extra mile just to be sure, and asked me to continue on with it. And I've not had any problems since.
Right.
I might have some residual effects, I'm thinking, from the Hep C itself.
Me too.
And that's the loss of appetite's never really come back fully.
No, and the fatigue.
Exactly.
Which there's no written evidence anywhere that says that the viral hepatitis has lasting effects after you're cured. But the cure is so new, I guess we'll find out in 10 years.
Well, one thing that I want to mention also is it was very heartbreaking to me was that the people who I thought were my friends that I had for years virtually stopped coming around me. They were so uninformed at the time and so scared that they just didn't want anything to do with me or my disease. And it was not a fun time. It really wasn't. It was a sad time for me in more ways than one.
I can imagine. The World Hepatitis Alliance says that 37% of people who are diagnosed experience abandonment from family and friends.
Yeah, see, that's terrible.
You said that you had a specific friend.
I had a friend who would come. I had known her since she was like 12 years old, and she was now in her 30s. And she would come over and visit me, and she had a boyfriend, and he would have a fit every time she come to the house. She had to do everything but boil herself when she come back home, and she tried explaining him because there was so much information out by then.
Right.
For him not to be so ridiculous about it. And she happened to go to a fair.
By then it would have been 6-7 years since Mom was diagnosed.
Right. And she happened to go to the local county fair, and she'd be darned if they weren't handing out pamphlets on it. And she told him, look, read this. There are ways that you can avoid getting it if you're around someone who has it. And if the person who has it is very aware of what they're doing.
Right. As long as you know that you're infected, you can take steps to protect you. Those around you. That's why it's so important to get tested. So that not only you can get treated and cured, but you can take the steps needed. You know that
you're not passing it on to someone else not knowing it.
Exactly. It's really easy to protect yourself too. You shouldn't be afraid to be around people. It reminds me of how stigmatized HIV was, or in some cases I'm sure still is, but.
Right. Acted like you had AIDS or something, and I felt so sorry for the AIDS victim during that time because it was like, my God, is this what it's like? People just abandon you. And if we would have been more aware like we are now today and had this information, Nathan and me and my other family member might not have even contracted it. Yeah. But we wasn't sure, we're not sure exactly how we contracted it ourselves because our sister lived with all of us. And, it could have been as simple as we're women. We shared a razor, or whatever,
Sharing nail clippers.
Exactly.
Or accidentally. I know, even after my mom was diagnosed, I know for a fact that I accidentally grabbed her toothbrush once or twice. So that could have been it, or...
You could have been born with it. They just don't know, really. And I was one of the baby boomers, and they're saying the baby boomers, but they don't know why.
The highest rate of infection are the baby boomers.
Right.
For a full list of risk factors, you can go watch one of the videos we posted earlier today, and that link will be right here.
And because of the information I received also, see, my husband was tested and he never contracted it. Uncle never contacted it, at all. Because I was always very careful and so was your mom. But even
once
so,
you know.
once you know. But she didn't know. And the doctors weren't even informative, which they are now.
Yes, and if you haven't watched the other videos, the theme of World Hepatitis Day this year is Find the Missing Millions. So that's why it's so important to share this information and start a discussion so that people do know about the virus and know to go to get tested. It's the only way that you can know you have it, but also go get cured and to help other people because we do want to eliminate it.
I myself would encourage anybody who's watching this on your next doctor visit to just ask him to run a first screening on you and see, for Hep C. Just because if you have it, you can get treated and you'll be done with it in 12 weeks, 8 weeks.
12 weeks, 8 weeks, hopefully. The treatment is nothing like what we had to go through.
Not at all.
And
didn't he actually on yours that she tested you at 3 weeks and you showed clear, but you had
after
to go
my
through
first week.
Your first
after
week.
my very first week, they
just because tested.
Yeah, I explained this on my video I posted Wednesday, but the way the cure works is you have a Hep C cell, and what the pill does is it surrounds it so that it can't replicate itself. So what it does is it stops the virus from being able to replicate and spread, so it dies off as part of its normal life cycle. So the theory behind it is over 12 weeks, every Hep virus cell should have died off. And they don't exist anymore.
Whereas with the interferon, it was killing the good as well as the bad.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why we got in so much trouble.
For me, it attacked my platelets and my red blood cells.
And for me, it attacked my white blood cells.
Yeah.
Bad.
Did you end up having to get blood?
No.
No. Okay.
He caught it in time when I went back to him and I was going to tell him, I'm done with this treatment. But when he seen the shape I was in, and he stopped it right then and there. He said, you're done.
Right.
And he felt bad, and he was right. I mean, it took, 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years, and they finally...
Almost exactly.
They did fine. I mean, all of a sudden, Nathan and I were watching the same things on TV and the internet and this and that, and I said, have you seen that? It's just blowing up with information, and I do think that pill really works. Mm-hmm. How can that be? And,
Well, and then we started looking it up and seeing the price.
Yeah, then that scared us to death.
Yeah, $90,000 for Harvoni without insurance or discounts.
Right. But there are things in place. You will not go without treatment.
No.
No matter who you are, you will not go without treatment.
No, when I was talking to Shirley, the woman who walked both of us through our last treatment, she said that she hadn't seen anybody that she saw pay more than $5 per. Did they come 2 weeks at a time, I think?
It was a month's supply, wasn't it?
Okay, maybe. So for
you're right.
a single supply, nobody paid more than $5 that she saw.
And it's just one pill a day, and it really, you don't... And I've never heard anybody complain about bad problems from that. Not like the other treatment was.
And there are side effects, of course, as there is with any medication, but your doctors will walk you through all of that.
And they're not horrible.
No.
They aren't horrible, though. You won't lose your... you might have your appetite loss because of the Hep C, but it isn't going to be because of that pill. The trouble with the peginterferon and the ribavirin is the Hep C attacked our appetites as well as the treatment.
Exactly.
So that put us in double jeopardy.
Exactly. And the one thing I can't stress enough is if you go and you do that initial test and it comes back that you have the antibodies, it doesn't mean that you still have the active virus. A percentage, 15 to 25%, of people with acute hepatitis C can cure themselves with their own immune system. If that's not able to happen, you have chronic hepatitis, which you need treatment for.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're dirty. That means that you came in contact with it.
You don't.
Doesn't mean that you went out and made bad decisions. It
No.
means that you might have shared somebody's razor, or
And
you
the
helped
doctors
clean up a cut.
And the doctors don't that I know of. I know I never had that experience once. Made me feel
No.
like I did something bad or wrong. They asked maybe what my activities were, and if I wanted to share with him, I could.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to be as honest as I felt I could be with him, you know?
Right, of course.
But you want to be as honest with your doctor as you can, because he's not going to tell on you.
Of course.
You
Because,
know?
right,
He
because some
isn't.
of the ways you contract it are as simple as sharing somebody's razor.
Right.
Some are inhaling or injecting drugs, and of course, if that's how you got it, get help. But if you are doing that type of activity, get help, but also
Use
protect
clean.
yourself. Yeah, use clean paraphernalia.
Right. You know, as we stated in the one video, there are the risk factors and then the ways of preventing it.
Right,
So
exactly.
if they watch the other ones,
Yep,
they'll
exactly.
be able to get a
Know
little
how to
more
protect
information.
yourself.
Right. Like the tattoo shops and stuff like that. So
Exactly. Exactly.
I'd like to thank you for being patient with us and letting us tell our story and our journey together.
Yeah.
Me and Nate are still here and kicking, so you can
Yeah.
be too.
Exactly.
And maybe we can find some of those missing people.
Yes, yes.
So what is it you say?
Yeah, so if you haven't already, go watch the videos that we've posted throughout today in honor of World Hepatitis Day. This is really a day to allow everybody to use their voice, start a discussion, and end the stigma, and to honor the 1.4 million people worldwide who die every year from viral hepatitis. So if we share these videos, we can reach more people and find the missing million. And until next time, remember, get tested, get treated, and get cured.
Thank you.
See ya.